Okay, hit go live. Hello?
Hello.
Are we out there?
We are. Your mic's a little hot, but other than that,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna back it up. It's funny because it's a lot hotter live than it is when we're filming. So
how do I sound?
good. You both sound good now. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
How are you guys? Good to see you.
Good. How are you? Yeah. Can we
good.
take that off? How do we take that off?
I got it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
The producer.
Hey, welcome, Sean. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
We can't wait to try what you sent us.
Yeah. I can't promise you'll love them, but I hope you do.
I'm a little dubious about the single malt, but we'll see.
Okay.
So welcome
Such a
everybody. If you're out there watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Brian.
And I'm Lauren.
And
we're Bourbon School.
Yeah, we're Bourbon School. And this is our second live stream.
It is. I know Brian likes to pop into a lot of other channels.
Yeah.
I'll join him sometimes or I'll just comment. But
Yeah.
As far as running our own show, we're relatively new to this.
Yeah. So
bear with
kind.
us. Yeah. We are working with our new mics.
New mics. Yeah. So let us know how they sound. I don't know if they sound good or not, but hopefully they do. Yeah. Let's see who's in the chat here. I see Jerry Black. Cheers, Jerry. Jerry just got his Yellowstone bottle, so I hope you enjoy that, Jerry. Sugar Kitty, how you doing?
Where's the sound? I'm used to hearing it on Bourbon Note.
The meow.
The meow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't have a fancy soundboard like the Bourbon
yet.
Note. But speaking of the Bourbon Note, Greg, you're out there. How's it going, Greg? Pinch hitter. Cheers. Thanks for coming. Rachel Offenbach Smith.
Our friend Rachel.
She's our friend right down the street. Hey, Rachel, how you doing?
Awesome.
And obviously, we've got right next door to us there, Sean from Whiskey Wars. If you are not subscribed to Whiskey Wars, make sure you go do that.
I'm here.
And yes, the producer is back there behind the camera.
She's with us always.
Right.
And also Mash and Metal. Make sure you subscribe to Mash and Metal. Sean's got two great channels. And he's played some Dio for me in the past. He's played some Iron Maiden. So I'm a happy camper.
Lucky.
Oh, thank you, John.
Awesome.
Thank you. Any feedback you can give us about the sound would be great because
we've had sound issues.
Sound issues. Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't know, I went down to Kentucky with my wife.
I couldn't make it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lauren couldn't make it, but we get to spend some time with Sean. And Sean and I did like a really sneaky, like on the streets of Bardstown liquor exchange, which was kind of cool.
Who brought these?
I did.
Sean.
Oh my God, what a smart man.
So we're like working out of the back we're working out of the back of my truck and we're like exchanging bottles of liquor with each other and stuff. It was pretty.
Did you have like a thing to pour it in smoothly or were you just spilling it everywhere?
We just had to like wing it, right, Sean?
Yeah, that's the one thing I did forget. I did forget a funnel. I had Glenn's, I had sample bottles, I had labels. I forgot the funnel. So
Sean even came prepared for Glenn's for us to have a drink together, and it ended up being like it was the busiest time of night in Bardstown.
Yeah.
And it was not the place to have a drink out on the open street. So
unfortunately not.
Are they strict about that? You can't just like it's not like New Orleans.
We probably could have got away with it, but why get arrested when you're having a fun time?
Right.
Smart.
The ladies were waiting to have dinner with us, so we decided not to get arrested. So Mark Mace, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Awesome. This is really cool. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right. So Sean, we've got 4 samples here. It looks like what I've got here is a rye, a single malt. The True Blue is
it's a blue corn whiskey.
Okay. And then we've got a True Blue finished in Cabernet casks. So we've got a lot of things. We've got quite a variety here.
So,
all right. So I'm
having first.
I was going to go lowest to highest.
Okay. All right.
So the
True Blue
Corbin Cash 90.
Oh, I forgot to give you that. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yes.
So because then the Balcones is 94, 109, and 121. So we'll start low. We'll go with the Corbin Cash 90 proof.
Okay. So tell us about it. Or should we wait? Should we taste it first?
Yeah, I mean, so it is from California. That's where it's distilled, state of
Okay.
distillation. David Souza is the master distiller. I actually got to have him on last year, which was awesome. He's a great
wow.
dude. And what makes Corbin Cash really interesting is they're all grain to glass. So they grow all their own stuff. So actually, the Merced rye is actually their cover crop for the winter. Their primary crop is actually sweet potatoes, which they have actually turned into a sweet potato liqueur, which is also kind of interesting if you like liqueurs.
Wow.
But yeah, so the rye though is what has kind of like made all of Whiskey Tube go crazy.
Okay.
And, this is the low proof one.
Okay.
There is another one I'll have to send you guys that is the high proof one, but it's very unique and it's also 134 proof. So so I thought it'd ease you in, I guess.
Yeah.
These are the training wheels.
Well, the 90 smells great. It definitely
It really does.
Yeah, it's subtle.
Now, before I taste this, Sean, there is a tequila called La Gratona that they grow the agave, but then the other half of the year they grow jalapenos. And there is a distinct, like, peppery, spicy flavor to this tequila. So are we going to get any notes of the sweet potato in this?
No. I mean, not to me anyway. There's actually another one that has the combination of both, but that's not this.
Okay.
So this now, what is unique though is this is a unique variety of rye.
Ooh.
So, to my knowledge, I don't think there's any other distillery that's using Merced rye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. I think it's really good.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good.
That is
I
super
love it.
good. Yeah. Like,
wow. It's very smooth. It doesn't rye can be a little much sometimes.
Yeah.
But not at all. The 90 proof is elegant.
Yeah. It's super like I think most people think of rye as being a harsher kind of spice in your whiskey. This one is super smooth.
Oh, it's really good.
Really good.
Yeah. The only downside right now, anyway, is that it's California only. Yeah. So, and David and his crew are working on expanding, but it's a great process. So, but yeah, they're killing it out in California. That said, there are workarounds.
Yeah, of course. You can always get a hand delivery, as Bourbon would say.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the parking lot.
You're right, or in the streets of Bardstown.
Right. Yeah. Could happen anywhere.
Oh, that was really good. Wow.
That's really good. I really like that a lot. I'd drink that all day long.
That's like getting me a ride. I'm getting me excited about rides.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
More so than we normally are.
Yeah, you guys know we just kind of delved into rye. We've only really
barely.
We've tried others off camera. Yeah, but we've really dipped a toe with the Redwood Empire, which was good, which I guess bodes well for California ryes because this one is also a California rye.
I know what they're doing out there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, so just fun fact so Redwood's actually, at least that is probably still sourced from MGP. So that's the 95.5. I don't know exactly the exact details if they're aging it there exclusively or if it's already aged and then they do stuff. Not sure on that, but to my knowledge, that's 95.5. Sugar Kitty absolutely will have all of the details always.
All right.
But yeah, but so and so there, I don't know what variety of rye that MGP uses, but I know it's not Merced.
Okay.
So quite a unique profile to the Merced.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. That was a winner. Okay. So
really
is this gonna
gotta hurry up?
Seriously. So is this gonna kill us? This
what are you on now?
This is the Balcones Lineage Single Malt 94 proof.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's also low proof. I think it's 100 proof, right?
Yeah. 94.
Okay.
It says.
Yeah. So that's kind of the introduction to the single malts that Balcones does.
Okay.
If you like that, or if you just kind of like it, this guy here, that's the one you really want. But I thought so this is their single malt pick at cast strength. But I want to
Oh,
see
okay.
what you thought of this. If you like that, then I think you'll love that because it's just the good flavors in that just amped up to like 11.
Okay.
Mm.
So I know you're a huge single malt fan, right?
I am.
So what am I going to get, or what are we going to get out of this? Because we are not. Are you a Scotch drinker?
No, my dad likes Oban.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
drink that with him. I can tolerate it.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
Yeah. And I've had a few Scotches, but I'm not crazy about it because I don't feel like you get a lot of the body and sweetness and some of those notes you get out of a bourbon.
It feels Scotch a lot of the time feels like a one note.
Yeah, very thin.
Yeah.
So what am I going to get out of a American single malt? I mean, I'm assuming that this is going to be similar to a Scotch.
Well, yes, no.
Okay.
So I think the huge difference in American single malt is that the just the flavor notes are amped up quite a bit because most of your Scotches are right around the 80 proof point.
Okay.
So just that bump up in proof helps tremendously, and then just the way, just the climate here as well helps the barrels interact a lot more. Even though they're used barrels, there's still more barrel interaction, and that makes a huge difference as well because most of your flavor is coming from the barrel.
Okay.
You know, and Scotland's pretty cold comparatively, so you know, this being from Texas, like completely polar opposite kind of climates.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to get a lot more flavor. I can't imagine you're going to say this is a one note. Now, whether you like the note or not, I can't say.
That's a key. Yeah.
As long as it's not a blue note.
Right. And did you
right,
now
you like that.
well, I will say in defense of Blue Note, I am not prepared to like write off Blue Note totally.
No, not at all.
We had a barrel pick.
I think we had a bad batch
from a store out in Rochester, and we just did not like it. It was just like we were so
viciously
hot.
attacked, but
we caught hell for it, but it just blew out your palate. It was so hot that there was really no flavor to be found. So I would not get another Blue Note, but that one in particular, we were not big fans of. So.
Well, you know, another thing that I will just say to picks in themselves is that some picks are just bad. You know, I mean, I've had bad picks, so that could happen too.
It's funny because we've got a place, we've got a couple of stores up in Buffalo, and each of them got a Woodinville pick, 2 different ones. And the one was fantastic. And the other one was like, I don't like this at all. And honestly, if I had tasted that first one, or I'm sorry, the lesser one first, I probably would never have bought a bottle of Woodinville again. But luckily I tasted that first one. Or the better one first. And so I will search out and look for a good Woodinville pick. But that, you know, it's so funny.
It can sour you on a whole brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's funny how store to store, depending on who's picking it, it's kind of a crapshoot, you know?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I had a bad Woodinville and wrote it off for about 2 years. And then Jacob, JC, and Chad talked me back into getting one. And I actually liked the rye mash bill. The Weeder is not for me at all.
Yeah. And Greg, so Greg just said we just filmed the Blue Note episode with your sample, and we kind of liked it. And I would say we would have to go back to it because we drank it fairly new. It was like a fresh crack.
I see you down there.
Yeah, it's down there. We would have to go back to it and see. It's been a couple months now, so maybe if we go back to it, we might change our tune on it. But I just remember it being like, holy smokes, I'm not tasting anything.
It
but
felt outrageously bad in the moment. I don't know.
So we'll have to. It'll be a wait and see. Maybe we'll go back to it. But I'll be interested, Greg. I'll be interested to see your
video.
Your video, yeah. Jerry Black loving the Yellowstone pick. I'm glad, Jerry. Thank you. I'm
awesome,
glad
man.
that worked out. Yeah, that's great.
And all right, thank you again, everybody. You guys are awesome.
Great. Hey, Sean, when are you leaving?
Friday morning, as early as we can. Yeah.
All right. And then when's your niece's surgery?
No, it's already happened.
Oh, okay. So she's
yeah.
So this is the week where your
taking care of
brother and sister-in-law or vice versa are home, and then you're going to head down and kind of cover them. How does she do, Sean?
Good. Her spine looks completely different now. Looks like a different person.
Great.
It's amazing what modern medicine could do.
Isn't it?
and she's recovering well. There's been no complications. That said, she has a lot of pain, as you can imagine. I mean, they cut her back open from the top of her spine down to like mid back. I mean, it's like a 20-inch cut. So yeah, it was,
Oof.
yeah.
Wow.
But you know, that
Well,
said,
good.
her life will be a lot better going forward.
That's great. I'm glad she came
I'm
out
glad
of it.
she's okay.
Okay, that's good. All right, let's get into this balcones.
Real quick, because
Yeah.
I saw Lauren already took a sip and she
I
was
did.
thinking about it. I'm
I
curious, has there ever been a whiskey that you guys differed on? Like one of you really liked and the other didn't?
Usually we're on par with each other.
Yeah.
We'll differ slightly when we're ranking.
Yeah.
We could differ slightly on stuff,
Yeah.
but usually we're on the same page.
We are. I think we've got kind of a similar, and it might be due to us both being newer to bourbon.
Mhm.
So we've got a similar kind of palate as far as what we like.
I would say I think I can tolerate the rise a little bit better than you.
Yeah.
Because I like the sweetness of bourbon, obviously, but Brian really likes it.
Yeah. And,
so
and Lauren is like a bigger fan of Four Roses than I am, which is obviously high rye. So she kind of tends towards that stuff a little more than me, where I am like Old Forester, like Knob Creek with all that sweetness you get out of a Knob Creek. I'm really about that
like a
stuff.
traditionalist with
So
bourbon.
yeah, I think she'll drink stuff that's a little, not, I don't want to say harsher, but maybe not as sweet as I like.
Brian will give me the stuff that he doesn't like and I'll drink it just easily. Like,
yeah,
this is great.
She takes bottles home a lot that I'm like, I cannot drink this anymore.
He's a little snobbier than me.
Right. No, go ahead, Lauren.
No, that was it. He just, I think you're a little pickier. I think
maybe,
you have a
more discerning, maybe.
Yeah, just that's what
That's
not picky.
right
Sorry, word. More discerning. Yes.
I'm not very discerning at all. Apparently, I like whiskey pretty much. There has been a few. There's been a few that I did not enjoy. But anyway, Brian, have you had a sip yet?
No, I haven't. I'm going to try it right now.
This is pretty unique.
Do you like it?
I like it.
Now, how is this going to compare to like a Still Austin for me, Sean?
Not similar at all. Because Still Austin is a bourbon and this is a single malt, so
you don't like it. It's too scotchy for him.
I do not like that. I'm sorry.
I knew he wasn't going to.
And listen, I am fully willing to admit that it's because my palate is not mature enough. Like I am willing to go there with this.
Well,
it is just.
I mean, it could just
different
be
profile.
that Scotch isn't for you, and this is Scotch-esque. It's not exactly Scotch, but it's similar.
Yeah, it's sweeter. I think
it is. Yeah, it's like a very sweet, So I get a lot of citrus notes and like stone fruits, so many peaches, nectarines, kind of those notes.
It's very earthy tasting to me.
Yeah,
I could be out after a wet storm and like taste the notes coming off the earth. That's
and I get all of that. Scotch has always had like, look, I'm not trying to insult Scotch drinkers or Scotch. This is my palate. Scotch to me has always had like a Band-Aidy kind of flavor to it, like a note,
a sterile.
Yeah, like an iodine or Band-Aid kind of note to it.
I could see that.
And a little bit of iodine, for sure.
That's what I think. That's what kills it for me. Is that note, like it's like this one, I'll tell you right now, this starts pretty sweet and pretty palatable. And then when you do that, like where you kind of breathe out with your mouth closed and you like really try to get the aroma of it,
taste.
I get that Band-Aid iodine kind of flavor. And that to me is not my jam.
Yeah, I can see that.
We'll respect it.
Yeah.
I mean, see, I love Scotch, especially peated Scotch, which is like even. Have you had any peated Scotches yet, Brian?
I've had some Ardbeg, and it was pretty intense.
Ardbeg?
That was
Ardbeg, yeah.
Okay, yes, it is intense. That's kind of the draw for me. That's why I said I apparently do not have any discernment.
Yeah, my buddy Andy is I actually have two buddies, both named Andy, who are Scotch drinkers, and they tried to get me into it, and I'm just like, I'm not having it, man. I just can't. I can't do it. So
Yeah, give me all the burnt tires and iodine and mermaid's bathwater. I've heard all the things. Yeah, give me all of it. Yeah, the more peat, the better.
I can't do it. All right, so now I've got a True Blue here. This is the one I was really interested to try. This is the one that's the blue corn, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right,
Corn forward, Lauren.
it's corn. Yeah, that's Lauren's favorite line.
It's
corn forward.
No, I need to copyright that.
That's pretty
corn
dark.
forward.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone or anything wants to be described that way,
All
but
right,
you know,
this is Balcones
I
True
think it's
Blue.
fine for bourbon.
corn forward.
Balcones True Blue cast strength,
Oh, it smells
109.6.
So now, well, actually, I won't say anything. I don't want to influence your palate.
Okay.
So I'm just, you guys give me your thoughts.
All right.
Smells
Now,
great.
to me, that smells like a bourbon for sure.
It's very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh boy.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That is really good.
So what are you
It's
guys
a-
getting on it? I'm curious.
It's a great
first,
mix.
like right off the top, you get the sweetness, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
It has a
then-
dry finish.
Yeah, but it's definitely got like that sweet summer corn flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like this a lot. And it's getting a little bit of vanilla as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this one a
Mhm.
lot. I knew I would like this one too. Like that was the one. And I don't know if it was you. It's got to be you because you're always talking about Balcones. But I feel
Yeah.
like somebody was like, the True Blue is like a great, it's a great bottle for a bourbon drinker. And
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, 'cause it's
yeah.
quite similar. And what I like about just Balcones across the board, but especially this bottle, is it provides you a lot of the darker notes that you would find in a well-aged bourbon at a much cheaper cost at a younger age. So it
Okay.
kind of drinks like an older, more mature bourbon as far as note wise.
Yep.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of dark chocolates and coffee on the back end, which I love those notes.
yeah.
So
I'm still feeling like a great warmth
Yeah.
here, but it's not a burn. It's just a beautiful,
Yeah.
wonderful, I don't know.
Like a burn.
Like
a
a
little warmth.
just a warmth, not a burn.
Not a burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting, so now that it's gone, I'm getting like a rum raisin kind of flavor in my palate as well.
See that.
That's a nice one. That is a nice
That's
one.
really good.
Well, awesome. I'm glad we found at least one
my gosh.
Texas thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've liked all of them so far, but this has been my favorite. It's so unique.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like also like and again, we're not ones to like pick out all these crazy notes out of a thing, but I'm also getting like a mapley pancakes kind of flavor as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a lot of flavor.
There's a lot
to it.
happening in this one. That's a really, really nice pour.
I just got the raisin.
Yeah, right?
How cool.
Like when it's gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
so
awesome.
Lauren, just from watching you guys, I knew that you would be easier to convert.
How did he know?
Brian was the one I was worried about. I thought he would just kind of crap
You're
on
such an
most
old
of
out,
them.
Brian.
I'm an old man who's set in my
Yes,
ways,
set in his
Sean.
ways.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
happy we found at least one Texas whiskey that Brian likes. So
I would go out and buy this one. Although I will say the Still Austin that you sent me. It's
Where is
actually it's back here somewhere.
Back here somewhere, yeah.
I don't
just
know
looked
where
at
it is, but
Yeah.
it's almost gone. I put a hurting on that Still Austin.
See?
it's grown. It's grown on him. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Because I know,
Oh my
see,
God.
it's almost gone.
Yeah, that's a great.
But
bottle.
This one has grown on me. It is still I don't know if you watched our review of this one.
Yeah,
I just kept saying it's wild. And it is.
Yeah.
It's a totally different animal than anything else you might consider a bourbon.
Mhm.
It
But-
feels very Texas.
Yeah. It's bold. It's got
Yeah.
and I don't know if this was the power of suggestion, but I also said about this one, it had like a kind of a jalapeno peppery flavor to
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, there's a lot
Like-
of pepper on the finish.
Yeah.
Especially. Yeah.
This
there's a lot of pepper on the finish of what we just tried.
Yeah.
I'm still getting a lot of
This
pepper.
was a good bottle.
It's
So
very good.
I'm not mad. It's still Austin. I would say this True Blue cask strength, I probably like better for sure.
Okay.
This is a
Cool.
What would
nice,
Ben say
nice
about
pour.
the Texas?
Oh yeah, Ben's not a fan.
No.
Bourbon Oak Ben is not a fan.
Yeah, and believe me, I've tried to
Such
convert
a hater.
Yeah, I've sent them all kinds of Texas stuff, and
Did you send him this? Did you send him this?
I don't know if I have. I'll have to talk to him
You gotta
again,
send him
and because I don't remember. I sent him a bunch of stuff. I don't remember what I sent. So
because Balcones is Texas, right?
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
like a lot of guys from Texas are drink. I say guys. I mean people.
Yeah.
I say guys all the time.
Yeah.
I mean the people. The people.
Yeah.
I get in trouble. For
you get me. You get me.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of folks from Texas say that like Still Austin is kind of like Texas whiskey light. Because it has for the most part it has less of that Texas funk than other stuff. I actually get quite a bit of the Texas funk on this, so I'm glad that you guys like it. Because that raisin note, that's usually the funk that people talk about. They usually either call it like
The
prune or raisin.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of people do not like that. It doesn't bother me at all.
Why? I mean, they're sweet. It's sweetness.
Yeah, and I don't mind it. Like I am generally in the camp that raisins ruin everything, but that note
I don't know.
is actually not. It's. I think the thing that's cool about it is it's kind of a unique note to get out of a
But I'll
whiskey.
eat one.
And so I think it's kind of cool. Like, and it was funny because it wasn't until like a minute later when I'm sitting here going and like trying to see what I'm still getting. And I was like, oh, that's like raisins.
Yeah.
And it's
As
not.
soon as you said it, it was like,
yeah.
oh my God, it's there.
I'm not mad at it though.
Yeah.
It was actually
Very
pretty
cool.
good. I enjoyed that.
I love tasting the stuff that you know, because we like our traditional stuff.
Yeah.
But
right.
tasting something like this, and like when we were with Stacy doing Four Leaf, and the samples that she sent us, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never tasted anything like this before. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you like it or not, it's just an interesting experience to taste the different flavors that you can get out of.
Yeah, a lot of times you stay in your bubble and you don't try other stuff. So it's neat to try. Have you gotten that stout maple cask finish Irish whiskey from her?
I've tried several things from Stacey.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like breakfast in a glass. It's so delicious. So delicious.
All right, Brian.
All right.
It sounds great. Yeah. Yeah. So the way I came about Still Austin is my sister and brother-in-law were down in Texas doing some relief work. And I said, well, since you guys are down there, can you pick me up a bottle of Still Austin cask strength?
Nice.
And I had heard all kinds of negative things about Texas stuff, and I was like, you know what? Let's just give it a try. It's $50, whatever.
Right.
And immediately just loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole reason that like I went for the cask strength because originally I was going to get the Musician, which is their 90-ish proofer.
Yeah.
Well, they were down there and they tried it at a bar, and they said this stuff is amazing. You got to get the cask strength. So we did, and then once they got back, we all shared it and we all loved it. And that's what sent me down like the Texas whiskey journey, and then I've been just going crazy buying up everything I could. Yeah, so
it is distinctive.
It is very distinct. Now, Sean, have you tried the standard bourbon?
Mm-hmm.
And is it? I mean, obviously, it's not going to have the punch of the flavor punch of that cask strength, but does it have those same notes?
Yes, I mean there's some notes that you get on the cask strength that I don't think you find on the standard offering.
Okay.
And I mean, what's the nice way to put this? I like high proof.
Yeah.
we all know the term I was gonna say. But anyway, so I probably reach for cask strength stuff too much.
Yeah.
But that's usually like if I want a nice pour, that's usually where I'm going.
Agreed 100%.
And so I don't find myself reaching for low proof stuff much anymore. So I never bought it. I've had plenty of samples from folks. I've tried it many times, but I've never actually owned a bottle because I just,
So let me put you on the spot. What is your favorite? Like, if you're going to go lower proof, and we'll say under 100, because like to me, like 100 or higher is kind of where I like to start. But if you're going to go lower proof, what is your go-to?
So is 100 itself considered high proof, or is 100?
No, you got to be under 100. Under 100.
Under 100. Okay. That changes my answer. Man, that's tough. It's like Knob 12 is 100.
Yeah.
Remus is 100.
Yep.
That Founders back there is 100. Most of my favorite ryes are over 100. Yeah, actually, you know what? Old Forester 1910. That's 90.
That's what I was gonna say. He took the words right out of my mouth.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
I didn't want to give any hints, but you know.
Yeah, and we do a lot of Woodford Double Oaked in this house, which is very
so
similar.
Good, she's got it.
Yeah, my wife's
here.
drinking some right now on the other side of the camera. That's her favorite. So
yeah, I mean, outside of the Scotch world, bourbon under 100 proof, that's got to be the greatest bottle of all time, in my opinion. Unless you get like super high end stuff. I mean,
She is celebrating.
She's very happy right now.
She has Sean's.
I have a good palate.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
You know there was a reason why you loved it so much.
Take it easy. Take it easy. All right. Hey, Ben, how's it going? Ben from Whiskey Uncensored here. If you have not subscribed to Ben at Whiskey Uncensored, please go do that. He is awesome. Troy from Laura's Whiskey Channel. So that's Laura Baker. That's Baker Drink's husband.
Yes. Oh, maybe I should do that.
You should. Our producer, Brian's wife, she needs to join and start commenting. You could start like harassing us,
For sure.
And she could not believe that you were not Brian.
Yeah. So if you're not, that's Baker Drinks. Baker Drinks, a great channel. She just got over 500 a couple weeks ago, and so her and her husband Troy have been making videos. So go subscribe to Baker's Drinks.
And they did the summer sippers.
They did. Oh yeah, that was awesome. You guys were awesome. So we did a summer sippers video a couple weeks ago.
It was like one of my favorite that we did.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Because I love summer, but
except the sound sucked. But.
Okay. But you remedied that.
Yeah.
Look at this. We have these beautiful microphones.
This feels like this has some background. This discussion.
Yeah. I got to tell you, Sean.
We had to redo some videos, Sean.
Like we were over at the bar and the sound was great, and now we're over here and it's been like a puzzle trying to figure out what the hell's going on with our sound.
And different. I don't know what's going on.
Sound is a weird thing, man. Yeah,
it's been nuts. So that's why we ended up with this setup here with the two mics, because the one USB mic was not working. So
Brian's booming voice was overtaking my very gentle, womanly. Yes, my precious voice was being overwhelmed, but we'll forget.
That's what us men do. My wife tells me constantly I'm talking too loud. So,
but like Baker's Drinks did a great video of summer sippers. They kind of took our categories,
they added to it,
and they added to it, and then they kind of put it out there for other people to go ahead and make their own, which would be awesome. Like if people want to keep that going, that's awesome. And Ben and Greg at the Bourbon Note did one also. Did you watch their time capsule video, Sean?
You know what? They're gonna see this. No, I didn't.
That's all right.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're resilient.
Brian.
No, but they did a great video. So they did a time capsule video, which was like, what bourbons would you want to put in a time capsule? And then they were like, so we went all.
I didn't watch it.
And they were like, we want all these channels out here to do kind of the same. So we'll get one of those going soon. But like I love that whole like
what are we on now?
Yeah, we can bounce off.
Yeah, the community part of this where it's like, okay, we did this. Now let's hear what you guys have to say. So I think it's a really cool thing that like maybe we can keep it going. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, so just real quick on that note,
sure.
Brian, like we talked about when we were in Kentucky, like I've never looked at it as competition, because what's going to make your channel grow is you. So you either have a personality that works for the community or you don't. And so just because you take an idea from another whiskey tuber, so what? Like it's up to you to make it a success. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And you
Well, yeah,
guys
and
have great personality. So
We're trying. We're trying.
You know, and
Thank you.
everybody.
Oh, Bobby from Badass.
Oh,
is here.
oh, Bobby's here.
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby in the house. What's up, bro?
It's really nice how everybody works together and
Yeah.
bounces ideas off of each other, and
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a competition at all.
No.
It's just like everybody's in it. You make it your own, like you said,
Right.
and you just have a good time. That's our whole thing, is like, just have fun
Yes.
For sure.
every time.
Yeah.
It
And
should be fun.
yes. And if like the bottom line is, if we're doing good, then everybody else is doing good, because
Absolutely.
we're all going to get suggested and people's suggestions
Absolutely.
and recommendations, and so it's good for everybody.
It's
So
not a competition
Yeah.
because everybody who's watching your content wants to see more of the same
Yeah.
content.
Yes.
they
Exactly.
want to see
Yes.
more.
Refer them
Exactly.
to
If you
other
like what we
people.
like and what
That's
we're
right.
doing,
It's a community of bourbon drinkers.
Yep.
So it's not like, oh, I only like Bourbon School, or I only like Sean
Mhm.
Wars. Everybody wants more of the same. So they're looking to increase their subscriptions.
Mhm.
We have smart producers.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's in the house.
That's why we have the producer.
She's in the
Ben
house.
says that's why my channel doesn't grow. It's me.
Oh, come on, Ben. Come on.
Ben, I love you, man. Like
Let me
I
play a
am all
violin for
about
you
your
here, Ben.
channel, brother.
Oh, and Ben and Greg.
Oh,
we got
Ben.
their
Oh yeah,
coasters. I
so-
got my coasters.
Yeah, this is the first time
Yes.
Ben and Greg. This is the first time that I've seen Lauren since you
Yeah.
sent us your samples. So I finally gave her
And we,
coasters.
oh my God, we have a collection over there now.
and butter rum lifesavers. Yeah.
Oh, I
Hey,
can't
all
wait.
Real quick, guys, because if I don't say it now, I'll certainly forget, because that's the way my mind works. Awfully. So just saw this today. So the video was posted 4 hours ago. You guys have some kind of monetization that's available to you right now.
Really?
YouTube updated their stuff. All channels that have at least 500 subs now can have super chats. You can have members on YouTube. And
Okay.
what's the other thing? Anyway, now the only thing that you guys don't have access to is monetized videos. But still, I mean, super chats can be a huge help. For
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What
that
do
would
you
be
have
awesome.
to be at to do that?
It's 1,000
Is it
subs
1,000
and
subs?
4,000 watch hours.
Okay. Oh
But-
God, I
but
feel like we have a long
this-
way.
For the new thing that YouTube rolled out today, you need 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours, which,
Okay.
yeah. So
So we're about
right.
halfway there for watch hours. We have the
Brian
subs,
and
but
Lauren
watch
are
hours,
almost to
yeah.
1,000 subs.
Yeah, we're up to 740 something now. So yeah, we're almost to 1,000. Yeah.
awesome. And the reason I mention this is because I see several other channels are in chat. And Ben, this is going to be helpful to you, man. So yeah, that's so great news for a lot of the small channels
Oh,
out
that's
there.
great.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
really
well, good
cool.
on
It's cool
YouTube.
they expanded
Yeah.
that a little bit. All right.
Anyway,
our last
sorry,
one
we're-
here
we're-
we have is our Balcones True Blue cask strength, finished in that's Cabernet.
Oh, that's right. Cabernet Sauvignon. Heck yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I have a
I
question.
love this bottle.
I have a question. So I've got a Balcones
Yeah.
True Blue cask strength that's 109, and then a True Blue cask strength finished in cab for 121.
Mm-hmm.
So why the difference?
I would guess because it's Texas, proof
Mhm.
tends to go up in Texas.
Okay.
I'm guessing the extra time in barrel added proof to it. It could also be that they went into the barrel at higher proof. You know, I can't say. But so there's a whole combination of things that could have happened, but it could just be extra aging that led to higher proof.
Okay.
All right. Well, I can smell the proof on it.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
more so than the.
You get kind of a peppery
109.
burn on the nose. That's
Mhm.
nice.
It's yeah, it's a fun one.
Whoo!
That is hot.
Wow.
You can 100%. You can get the proof off of that.
Dang.
But that
I
finish,
feel like I just went down a roller coaster.
that finish
Mhm.
is silky smooth.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I'm getting
God.
coffee.
Yeah,
Is
It's like-
anyone? Are you getting coffee?
it's like coffee and wine combined.
Yes. like just how soft that felt on your palate as it finished.
How strange, because normally it builds to the burn, and instead this one's quite the opposite.
Oh
It
boy.
hits you with the heat, and then it's got a milder finish.
See, that's the thing about this one is you get zero burn on the back end of that.
No,
It
how
just
funny.
softens right up and smooth as hell going back down your
the
palate.
wine kind of takes over on the finish. And
Yeah, for sure. Like it is. It's like drinking, like my wife and I all summer long will drink like a red blend. Like you make some wood-fired pizza, you drink a red blend. You make a steak, you drink a red blend.
heck
Like
yeah.
it's that kind of soft smoothness on the back end of that drink. Wow.
Domino's pizza and a red blend.
Yeah,
That's what
for
we
us
had- that's what we had
non-fancy folks
tonight.
over here. Thank you, Lauren, for speaking up for the non-fancy folks out there.
That's what we had for tonight.
Brian's over here with oven-fired pizza. So
Yeah. What do you oven?
Yes.
Oh, he does have
we
a
don't
very
even have
fancy
that in
pizza oven.
Kentucky.
Listen to you.
We have Domino's though. We have Domino's.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I don't think I've ever had Domino's until tonight. I don't hate it. It was
It was good. It was really
how do you
good.
mess up pizza? Like,
Well,
really?
people
You
do
can
mess
do
it
it.
up.
You
I live
can
in
definitely do it.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
It's been
I've
done.
had it messed up before.
So
Oh,
which
well.
version of their pizza did you get? Because that determines the quality of
We
pizza.
just got a basic cheese. And
Do you know what you ordered? Was it just the basic bitch pizza, Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Pretty
ordered,
much.
I ordered two. I had just a regular cheese, and then the other one was.
But was it like a
hand-tossed.
certain kind of crust or anything, or just standard?
Oh, the crust was
You gotta
good.
say it like this, hand tossed.
Twist.
Hand
It was
tossed, as my wife from Boca
Mhm.
would say.
Oh, yeah,
Standard,
okay.
basic bitch.
And she
Domino's
knows a real
pizza.
pizza.
And
Okay.
this is not Domino's.
No, so the hand toss is actually different from their basic bitch.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Is the hand
Marianne,
toss
did you know
thinner?
that?
No. What? No.
She
I
says
don't
no.
know.
I mean, so here
I-
our Domino's has four options. There's the basic pizza, which I'm pretty sure is frozen dough. Then there's the hand toss.
So you have to
and-
get the hand tossed.
yeah, and then there's the deep dish, which if you like a Chicago style, that's a great pizza. I mean,
I
as
don't
far as
mind it.
Domino's goes,
Mm-mm.
not in general. Like there's many pizzas better, but in general, like that's a pretty good pizza.
I have to say, it was pretty darn
It
good.
was good. The garlic, my son loves the garlic nuts. Our son.
Marianne Burben, who is a downstater, said, "Get down here and have some real food and whiskey." Ben, she knows what you're talking about. She's from Brooklyn,
I'm
brother.
from
She
Buffalo.
knows.
We know how to do pizza.
I will say,
No,
Mm.
you don't.
I will
Marianne, I'll
say,
challenge you, girl.
Ben,
Okay.
Get you.
in fairness, the mom and pop shop pizza is good here. It's definitely different than Brooklyn pizza. And I do like
I like a thin
the
crust.
Yeah, the Brooklyn pizza
Mhm.
is good. But it's definitely different here, but it is considerably better than Domino's if you go to like a mom and pop pizzeria. And you don't want to start talking about food because we got wings.
We'll
beat
go forever. and
every
ever.
day of the
We'll just
week.
talk
We got your
forever, yeah.
wings. You can go to Wingstop if you want. You come here, I'll get you some real wings.
So I got to throw this in there because we're talking about two of my favorite foods. So
You like the wings?
Oh, dude,
Wings and pizza. What's better? What's better?
pizza. Pizza's the only thing that's better.
Death row. I
Yep.
want wings and pizza. Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's where I'm going, Lauren. So
Yep.
down in Florida, before we moved here, there was a place where a guy was from Buffalo, New York, and he did killer pizza and wings.
Oh,
It was my favorite place in the world, and then it closed.
yep.
No,
Marianne,
he didn't.
Buffalo
And I will
does it.
tell you, I have
Buffalo does
had
it.
wings in other places. They are not even close. Like wings in Western New York, and
Yeah.
I know
Wings.
people will
Wings.
say this,
Mhm.
but wings in Western New York are without a doubt the best of anywhere.
But not pizza.
They've had
No,
a long
I
time
would
to
take-
figure it out, you know.
Yeah,
Be careful. You have to
I would take
that-
buffalo wings and Brooklyn
that
pizza.
boy.
That's the best combo
That
right
boy.
there.
You're not kicked out of-
I'm not
Oh,
kicked out of bed.
all
That's
right.
good.
You're safe tonight,
Yeah,
Ryan.
that's right.
You're
that's right.
safe.
So I will say I'm going to rank these. Lauren,
Okay,
you're gonna
I
rank
like
No,
these.
it.
I would love to.
All right.
Okay.
So for me, I would
Where's
say
the
that
third one we tried.
third one is the
That
True
was
Blue.
my favorite.
So she's True Blue. I'm gonna go
Okay.
True Blue Cabernet finish first.
You will like the hot?
Yeah, that was
I-
good.
It
I-
was so
with
good.
you.
I'm gonna finish
with
it
you,
right now.
Brian.
Yeah, because
Actually, This
Mm.
might be one of my whiskeys of the year. Like I love it so much. I just love really. Yeah,
it's a great and that 100,
Dang.
121. It does not drink like
So
that. It is super smooth.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I appreciate about it is that the finish, even though it does, there's a punch up front for sure.
Yeah.
Which I can. So I've said this many times on my own channel. I kind of want whiskey to kick my ass. I guess I like the pain, whatever. But like that's why I got into whiskey, because wine and beer wasn't doing it anymore. And so like whiskey, I feel like it's supposed to just kind of punch you in the face. And and that's why I'm all about cask strength. And this does that. Like you get that punch up front, just that burst of flavor, just huge. I'm not going to say what I was going to say is phrasing, but
are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Yeah, but so anyway, and then the finish is just excellent, and like what was really nice about the finish on this is it just opens up and there's this whole just a ton of flavors, all kinds of different flavors coming through.
It's so good. I'm just tasting. I'm enjoying it right now.
It's still there. That's the thing about it. It's still there.
Yeah, yeah. It lingers. It hangs around for a little while.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I would definitely grab one of those. What does that go for the Cabernet finish?
Okay, so they're like 75, which I think is reasonable for a finished cask strength.
Yeah.
The problem is the only place I've ever seen them is in a California K&L.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay. So it's not necessarily easy to find.
Yeah. And,
but very unique. Wow.
Now I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
I can send you the link though, Brian.
Okay.
If you really want it, I can send you the link. I can send you the link to the person that helped me acquire it as well.
Sounds good.
What are we talking about?
I will accept that link. Now the Balcones True Blue cask strength, that was my number 2. What's the story on that one?
That one's much more widely available. I would say that you guys, especially if you travel down south a little bit to New York City.
Okay.
Actually, the pick that I grabbed
down south to New York City.
I know.
How far south can we go? New York.
Just keep going. It gets better the farther you go.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so the pick that's actually sitting beside me that I grabbed is actually from New York. The fella that's been in chat there hand delivered it for me. He actually literally hand delivered it. So
he's the king of hand deliveries, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think it's called a handy.
Just a handy.
It's not a handy. Totally different thing.
Phrasing.
Right.
Yeah, phrasing. Yeah. So then my third was the Corbin Cash.
Oh yeah.
And that
I'm with you on this.
That is not because it was bad. That is 100% due to the fact that those 2 Balcones were that much better.
Awesome. Happy to hear it.
In the frame.
Yes.
Poppy in the house.
Poppy's
there. She is. Hey,
Poppy's
Poppy,
been licking my ankle
there
for
she
like
is.
this whole. No, it was very
This is
enjoyable.
our dog Poppy.
You're very tolerant, or you're just into that. Whatever the case.
And then by a lot, I'm going to say my last place was the single malt. I'm sorry, Sean.
That's okay.
It's just not my jam.
It was quite different from what we're used to.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yes, I would agree.
You spend 6 months drinking all manner of bourbon, and a single malt just kind of
it's gonna knock you on your butt. Yeah, for sure.
It's a thing you probably have to be in the mood for. I will say that. Yeah, it's quite different. Yeah. So, Lauren, do you have the same ranking, or do we differ at all? Or
I would say I did. I liked the 109 True Blue better
than the cast.
Than the
Cabernet.
That's how you're meant.
We always,
Brian
and I always alternate our top picks.
Yeah, we just did a minute.
We
did
like the same
Manhattans
top 2, but we always have them reversed.
And our top 2, we had flip flops.
Always flip flops.
That's kind of our theme, I guess.
That's our theme. Yeah, we always like the same things, but not in the exact same order.
Yeah.
So no, I would agree with you there. I think, but I really enjoyed all of them, even the one that Brian didn't love. But he needs to broaden his horizons a little bit.
My horizons are plenty broad. Thank you.
Are they?
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'll leave you alone then.
Just FYI, I want to throw this out here because he put it out in the chat and I want it highlighted. Bourbon, he's a big fan of handies.
Oh, who isn't?
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you,
Who
Lauren.
doesn't like an old fashioned?
Took the words out of my mouth. Love it.
I'm so glad that you and
he says biting my tongue.
Yeah.
Brian and I did have our today was our last day of school.
Yeah. No, it's not my last day of school.
Well, when's your last day?
I have told
It's my last day.
these two are celebrating the last day. I've got like 8 more days with kids.
You
So
do not have 8 more days.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, Lauren, is a celebration pour in order then?
Hello.
What are we pouring?
Well, they need to understand we still have to go to
Okay,
work.
we still have to go to work.
Kids.
We just don't have students
We
anymore.
waved goodbye to
Oh,
I have to grade exams, but I'm not doing anything more than grading exams.
A small celebration pour.
I'm gonna proctor a
So,
lot of exams.
I've got one to crack.
Wait.
What?
Oh, you're gonna do that one?
Yeah, we're gonna crack this.
Okay. Well, I've been hearing a lot about this.
Yeah. That's a
Forester
celebration
Singleberry.
pour.
This is the celebration.
I want-
So-
I want credit.
Oh
this
boy.
came.
Yes.
This came courtesy of Ben from the Bourbon Note. They had
Okay.
a store pick out there in Buffalo, Minnesota. I don't know if it was
Yes.
exactly Buffalo, but he hand delivered this
Okay.
U.S. government. And
That's right. Yeah.
uh,
YouTube,
so-
don't strike me down.
Oh, God.
I had all these illusions, Sean, and you obviously are gonna chuckle when I say this. I had all these illusions that when I go to Kentucky, I would find this all over the shelves everywhere.
I know, yeah.
And
Everybody
that
thinks.
was not the case. But so when I got back and Ben had he had they had done Bourbon Note had done a review of this, and I was like, hey, do you think you could hand deliver me one of those? And he grabbed me one.
What an angel.
And Lauren and I are Old Forester
I love Old
Sims.
Forester. Oh
Yeah,
my
okay.
God. I
Wife is
really.
an angel.
I-
That was his
So-
birthday gift.
Oh, his
Did you
wife.
hear that,
I'm
viewers?
sorry.
His-
Viewers.
that is his
I will have a
father's
little bit with you there.
Mm-hmm.
You got some out there?
Yeah.
Is it the same bottle?
Oh no, definitely not. This is a Kroger pick that
Okay.
I had this.
it's okay.
Yeah. I will tell you. So when I was filled with disappointment and rage in Kentucky when I couldn't get one at Old Forester,
Makes sense.
we actually went to a bar right there in Louisville, and I actually had a pour,
Mhm.
and I was like, I don't know if this is crazy better than 1920. Like I was not overwhelmed with it, like some people might say. This one though, I've had this one, and it's pretty damn good. So
I will say that it seems like from everything I've heard, haven't had any myself. Yes, cheers.
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 To the camera.
Oh,
Cheers,
Or
oh.
Sean.
Brian, the producer, and anyone else behind the camera and all in chat.
Just
There we
me,
go. Cheers,
Sean. It's
boys.
just me, bud.
Well, then
And Poppy.
just cheers to the producer then.
Thank you, Sean.
but it is like, as soon as you nose this, it is like 100% brown sugar. Like
Oh my
just
God, it's
boom.
so good. It
It's
smells
like
so
putting-
good. I haven't even
it's
tasted
like putting
it.
your face into like
that
a,
amazing? Did
like
you
a
try it?
container of brown sugar. It is crazy.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it seems like the new bottlings are much better. It's for whatever reason when Old Forester first started doing them, which
Marshmallows.
is
Yeah.
when my bottle's from like the first generation of the bottle proof, and they were there's no sugarcoating. They were hot as shit. Like they were
Yeah.
insanely hot, and that's kind of what mine is. It's toned down now. That's about 2/3 gone.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and that's the
Don't
thing
worry,
with a
guys.
crazy high proof like
Lauren's
this.
having a little bit of issue there.
Stop making me laugh.
This one's 129.9. So it does, you definitely want it to settle a little bit.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It is so good.
It's like I'm floating on marshmallows.
Brown
in sunshine.
sugar, like
My
caramel,
Care
a
Bear.
little bit of that banana note in it. It is like, it is
The pink
Brown
Care Bear.
Foreman juice or Old Forester
Ooh.
juice turned up to an 11. It is.
So
great.
good.
We got Darrell in the house. Cheers, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, Darrell, how you doing, brother?
About sharing
Whiskey
that
Saint,
bottle.
how's it going? Good to see
Yeah,
you.
Brian.
What's
Brian,
that?
What did you say about sharing that bottle?
The only I said the only person that, because this was like a grail for me. Like, if you know our channel, we don't go for real expensive stuff. So this one for me, I said I will share this with my wife and I will share it with Lauren, and that's it.
I is special.
There you go.
Hmm.
Special.
You are.
Yours kind.
You is special. You is special.
Here's partner.
It's official.
Thank you. Whew.
It's
Oh my God. It's
delightful.
really
So
good.
you said yours is a Kroger pick, Sean?
Yeah, and it's okay. And I'm
What-
an Old Forester fan. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
it's
I
just
love
this
it.
particular bottle is not amazing.
Well, and it's hard because when you hear people talk about that bottle, you think, oh my God, this is going to be life changing.
Yeah.
And if you just get that barrel that's not, it's just hugely disappointing.
It's
Yeah,
too bad
it's
there's so
unfortunate.
much variety, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and
never
a lot of
know.
it comes down to the person doing the pick. And
Mhm.
apparently Chris over at Kroger, it's not great.
Needs
at
to be
picking,
fired. Did you hear that, Chris?
yeah, you're fired, Chris. Wherever you are, Whiskey Tube has spoken.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah. Now I will say though, thanks to the mighty Shredword, where is it here? I did get a life-changing bottle this year. This guy right here. This is a C920. I had one when it first came out. And that's before I was keeping whiskey around to review, I guess is the right way to put it. Because I don't really collect, because that makes it sound like I have unopened bottles, and that's not true at all.
Yeah.
So I went through my first one back in late 2020. And haven't had one since, and I loved it. And then Shred had an extra one sitting around because he's a freaking saint. And then traded me, so now I have C20 back in my life. That bottle is good Lord. Yeah, if you watched our Friday stream, it won for me, came in second for Shred. Comparing it to Hitter's Stag Junior batches.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched that one where you were you just had a blind of basically Stag Juniors and ECBPs, right?
Yeah, way too much damn whiskey is what that.
Yeah, that's a lot of high proof juice right there.
Brian, do you remember we were talking, and I was at a like a medium scale restaurant in Buffalo, and I said they had a huge bourbon menu.
Oh yeah.
And I said, send me what should I pick? And you recommended the Stag
Junior, yeah.
Stag Junior. And you said and it was a good price for it.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It is.
But it wasn't as good as this.
I 100% agree. And we are kind of biased. It's
yeah.
not even a bias against Buffalo
No.
Trace. It's just Buffalo Trace products in general are not my jam.
Mm-hmm.
I would take an Old Forester over a Buffalo Trace product for sure. Even a barrel proof one, I would.
Mm-hmm.
And Stags, outside of the one that came in second for me, the other three were in the bottom four.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really depends on the batch for me. It looks like there's some Stags I really like, and then there's some that it looks like that I don't really enjoy that much.
Canadian Chris has a question.
Okay, Canadian Chris.
I put it up there.
How does the A123 compare to the C920? I don't have a frame of reference, so you've got to answer that one, Sean.
So, Chris, that's a really unfair comparison. I mean, you're talking about like one of my holy grails that I finally own again, and a bottle that's good for this year, but not amazing. I think it's a really good batch. I think it's worth buying, especially if you can get it retail. I mean, it's like $70. It's a buy all day. It's a very good batch for $70.
Yes, that's what I said.
It's not C920 though. Yeah. It is absolutely not C920.
I found we just actually did a video today. We did a head to head of the A batch and the B batch for this year. And I just and this is the weird part. We don't really have a frame of reference. We haven't had any barrel proofs before that. But I would say
away your results. Tell them to tune in.
Those two head to head, there is a clear winner for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think the A
competition.
The A is far superior to the B this year.
Yeah.
How dare you give it away? Wow.
Look at that. Bobby still has 2/3 of a C920. You know what, Bobby? We need to do a C920 stream just because. Why not?
Do it. You both need to finish your bottles in one stream.
I don't know about that.
Oh God! Oh,
Well, calm down there, Brian.
Come on.
Only if you send
All the
me a
cool kids are
sample.
doing it.
And send me a sample and he'll join you.
ooh.
Me and Lauren. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because we have not we kind of got into this more recently. So those older Elijah Craig batches we didn't really get our hands on.
No, we're
I mean,
past. we
if
we
I
missed the
saw
boat.
them, if I
Mhm.
saw them, I would grab one. But I mean,
Oh,
in
yeah.
our little town, you don't see them. So
Last
Mhm.
night, 2022.
Plus, I mean,
School was started.
I mean, as I mentioned, like when I had my C920, that was before I had a so that was 6 months roughly before I had even started a channel. And so, like, I didn't think about the need to like keep things around to
Right.
compare and all that kind of stuff. And so it went quick because it was very good.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, Brian has this beautiful collection, and then at my house, I'm like putting everything in a dingy cabinet and then just drinking it, and like,
drinking it. What are you doing?
I don't have it on display like you so
Well,
beautifully.
This is
Yeah.
only.
Where
This
are
is
your
only
drinking
for
bottles?
this. This is only for this. So.
We have our drinking bottles upstairs.
You do. They do have the drinking bottles upstairs.
Just real quick, I have to just point out the extreme self-control that Darrell has to have just cracked a 520 and a 920.
I just saw that. Yeah. Now, Darrell, did you just get those, or have you had them
No.
sitting?
I'm certain he did not just get those.
Wow, that's
no
pretty.
way.
I got to respect that for sure.
Sugar
Yeah,
cookie.
cheers to Darrell for his self-control. That's awesome. Those would have been cracked the moment I had them in hand. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So,
And-
have you had the B520, Sean?
Yes. So I've had all of the 20s. Both B's I've had 3 times, and the A I've only had once. And it's pretty much universally agreed that A is the hottest batch, at least of that year, if not ever. Like if you thought that the Balcones I sent you was hot, A120 is some next level kind of heat. Like it's just out to kill humanity. Yeah, it just hates
That's
people
not
that
good.
drink it.
Now, what's the trend with these barrel proofs? Like, do they generally get better as you go through the like?
Yeah,
so we've
we
got
were
an A
wondering
and a
about that
B,
today,
and
yeah.
I'm definitely interested in finding a C. Like, should I expect better? Does it have a trend, or is it just kind of roll of the dice?
Mm-hmm.
Historically, C is usually the best batch, but not always.
Okay.
That
Okay.
makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
you want to finish with the best.
Yeah, they're working.
Of
They're
the-
kind of working.
But I
through
mean,
it,
A was so much better than B
yeah.
that you wonder.
Yeah,
Why do they make it different from year to year?
it's the blending.
I
Yeah.
thought that was a very good question.
Yeah, it's a different. Okay, she thinks that was a good question. I think it's probably mostly the blending
That's a
and
good
the
question.
barrels they get. Really,
No, I mean, so
Oh boy.
to the producer's point though, yeah, I mean, so it all comes down to the barrels that are available on hand at the time when they decide to
Mhm.
blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in some ways, I'm kind of excited about what's going to happen with ECBPs going forward with this new non-age statement kind of thing.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because
I
I'm
hope it goes
sorry.
through
I don't
process.
think it's right to not give an age statement when you're pricing a bottle above like $80 to $100.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I think you should tell.
what's your
consumer.
take on that, Sean?
So they are age stating it. It's just not like a set age statement,
Right.
because it was 12 for a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
The A has a 12-year statement.
Yeah. And so, but here, let me grab the example. Let me stand up and do this because otherwise,
Here's the B badge.
every time I grab this bottle without standing up, bottles fall, and that's not something you want to do.
Yeah, you can't have that.
You can't risk that.
Yeah. So outside of C920, this is my favorite ECBP. Can you guys see that age statement there? That's 8.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is a pick that I got down in Florida from my favorite liquor store in Orlando, Kissimmee area. Literally, it's called Happy Juice, and they're not kidding.
Happy juice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's only 8 years old, and it's my second favorite ECBP of all time. I love that bottle tremendously. It's only 8 years. So the point of to say all that is that you can get some really good whiskey at younger ages, especially Heaven Hill seems to be able to.
Yeah.
So I'm not horribly upset with the idea that they're mixing in different barrels of different ages, as long as we don't just start skimping in quality. That's my only concern.
Right.
Now, no, I get that.
Yeah. So I hope. Go ahead, Brian.
I was going to ask you, because I don't find a lot of single barrels like the barrel picks. Do you find that the single barrels are comparable to a barrel proof?
It really depends. So this one, as I said, absolutely amazing.
Okay.
My Pablo Escobar I should say. It's Cocaine Bear on the back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's good. I haven't blinded it against batches. I feel like it would finish kind of middle of the pack if I did. It's very good. I'm not upset about it. I mean, it was still $80 for a pick, which is still like a fun thing. I mean, it's a single barrel. It's something you're never going to get again. So in that aspect, it's kind of fun to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's, that's the problem with single barrels, is that some will be amazing and some will be just okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's true across the board of all single barrels.
Yeah,
so,
it really regardless of brand, you're gonna get some hitters, and you're gonna get some that you're like, meh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
And I sound like I need water. So,
Sean, thank you so much for being on.
Yes.
We really appreciate you coming on and telling us a little bit about like what we're drinking tonight, because we get these samples from people, and it's nice to get a little bit of background and info on it. So
absolutely. And I mean, I really enjoyed I enjoyed all of them. I really did. Even our single malt.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, that's one of us. So that's good.
Honestly, Lauren has a very discerning palate.
She does.
Yes, that's right.
I think she has a better palate than
it's
me,
eclectic
for sure.
Mm-hmm. I like everything.
Yeah. But thank you so much for joining us, and I appreciate it. I know I kind of just sprung it on you last week. It was like, hey, we're gonna drink your samples.
Sean.
You want to jump on? But I appreciate you jumping on, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, first of all. Sure. So I remember I initially told you I could stay a half hour, 45 minutes. We're now an hour and 15 minutes in it because I'm having a blast. No, it's no problem. I will still be able to make my responsibilities that I have.
Okay.
So thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast, and I can't wait for more of these lives. Yeah, this was.
Man, absolutely, absolutely, and we've got.
If you can schedule them not on a Tuesday, that'd be great.
Honestly, this was the night Lauren could come and film, so we filmed a bunch of videos, and then
I get that.
And then we just we're like, let's do a live, because we've got boxes of samples from a bunch of different channels, so we want to start going through them, and I think it's more fun to do it live and maybe get those people on us and do it together.
Our contributors give their 2 cents.
So we work really hard to make sure that Brian and Lauren can be together for these things, because they're a team. They're a partnership.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Much fun.
Thank you so much for subscribing. We hit 700. We're almost to 750 this week. It's been a crazy week.
Great week.
I got to give a shout out to Whiskey Row, because they had me on the other night, and our subs after that shot up. So thank you, David and Jamie. We really appreciate it. And all of these other channels, Bourbon Note, Baker's Drinks, Whiskey Wars, Mash and Metal, Whiskey Saint,
Bad Axe
Bourbon, all of these channels, you need to go subscribe to them, because they've been good to us, and we need you guys to be good to them.
Forward.
All right. So
community.
I'm sorry.
Yes, community.
Yeah, that's 100% it, Sean. It's the one thing that's been in my head this whole time is community.
And I'm sure Brian and Lauren both want to thank their spouses, their support.
Yes. We'll thank our spouses. There's so many other channels. Whiskey Uncensored. Whiskey Uncensored, Bourbon, Stacy from 4 Leaf
Sugar
Whiskey.
Kitty.
If I am forgetting somebody, I am so sorry. But the mods, please go ahead and link all of these channels. I modded some. But this has been so much fun, and we're hoping maybe throughout the summer to do some more of these live streams. We have
outside.
Yes,
Cigars. We're gonna do cigars.
But we've got
We're doing
samples from
cigars.
Bourbon Note. We've got samples from Baker Drinks. We've got samples from Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. Steven, go subscribe to him.
Right, yeah.
We've got some great samples from him. Some he sent us like a quinoa whiskey. I can't wait to
What
try
is
it.
that? What is even?
I'm sorry.
Interesting.
I think you left somebody out. Whiskey Uncensored.
Yeah, I got him. I
Oh,
said
yeah,
Bourbon
yeah,
Whiskey
yeah.
Uncensored. Absolutely. So all of you folks out there, thank you so much for being supportive. You be supportive to all these other channels. I think we've got a great community out here, and we're having a lot of fun.
Gandy Rose, thank you so much for that, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sean, good luck to you in the coming weeks. I know you're heading to Florida to take care of your niece. Good luck to you. I hope that she makes out okay and that everything moves forward for her.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in person, so I just get pictures here and there. And so I know she's been in bed a lot. I hope that it's pleasant to see her and not sad, you know. But I mean, in the long run though, it'll be good. Either way, it'll be good.
Right.
Oh my God, you're going to bring all of your joy and energy to her, and that's healing.
And you're going to get her there, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I already told my wife I'm going to spoil the crap out of her once we get there. So
of course.
You need to. Absolutely. So I
good
guess,
luck to you.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
I hope you have a good visit in Florida with your family. And everybody out there, thank you so much for subbing and watching and all that stuff. And thanks to our spouses who have been really super supportive of this. We really
Maria,
appreciate
I'm
it.
married to her too.
Yeah, you are. I want to wave to everybody, but I don't know.
So we're going to call it the night.
Let's call it. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll
Thank
do
you.
a live in a few weeks. And maybe next time we'll get Laura or Ben and Greg or whoever on here and try their samples.
Maybe
So
it'll be for your 1,000 subscribers.
maybe it'll be for 1,000 subscribers. Please
could
share,
happen, though.
subscribe. Sean, again, thank you, brother.
Yeah, had a blast. Cheers, everybody.
All right. Good night,
Cheers.
everybody.